Next up is Henry. He's speaking on the consciousness economy.
This is a random event generator. It's a digital coin flipper that spits out ones and zeros. You, with your conscious intention, can change the output of this device. If you intend for more ones, the trend goes up. Intend for more zeros, the trend goes down. Now this is an amazing thing because this opens a way for a consciousness or for the mind to interact directly with technology. The maneuvers of this Princeton robot can be influenced by conscious thought. Now the effect is very small, but it is measurable and statistically beyond any doubt. The mind lamp is a lamp that changes color based upon the intention or desires of the person interacting with it. And Adam Curry here has an art installation in San Francisco where the public is interacting with this technology, changing the lights according to their thoughts. Dogs and cats know when their owners are on the way home. Rupert Sheldrake ran hundreds of trials on dogs where the owner was at least 5 miles from the house and carried a pager which told them at random times when to come home. Now, meanwhile, the dogs were in the home being observed with time-stamped video. And when they came home, they would come home in a taxi or some other unfamiliar vehicle, and those that were at the house had no idea when or if the owners were coming home. Now, a third party analyzed the videos who knew nothing about the experiment, and the conclusions showed that many dogs, around 10 minutes before the owner would come home, they would go and stay at the window and at the door. And this was in marked contrast to the dog's behaviors throughout the day. And in fact, a number of the dogs went to the door and the window before the owner's pagers were even notified. So how do I explain all this for myself or make sense of it? Consider Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Now, this book, whether I burn it or eat it, it's not going to affect the story whatsoever. The story is more permanent, fundamental, and actually more real than the physical book itself, which is really acting as a symbol pointing to the story. The story itself has no location and no time. It exists equally as much in Charleston yesterday as in San Francisco or Toronto next month. Goldilocks eats porridge and smashes furniture beyond space and time. But to properly experience the story, you need to gather up some children and take your time turning pages with them in front of a warm fireplace with some hot cocoa. So the story is expressed through the book, but the ink and the paper cannot invent or write the story. And likewise, it's very much, the brain is exactly like the book, except that the brain is messier and it's dynamic enough to represent a story that's written in the first person, which is you and your own experience. So if I was living just in consciousness space, I would be really, really interested in diving into an environment where I could put aside and forget the whole omniscience thing so that I could go play and experience and mix things up a bit. Now, if you've ever seen a 5-year-old with an iPad get lost inside of designing a Minecraft world to the point of even forgetting their own name, then you know what I'm getting at. Our world of form and experience right here is such an environment. And the reason why we have, and it's the reason why it shares the qualities of non-locality and timelessness is because of the larger context that this world is coming out of. So back to goods and services. We looked at a few products earlier. So what would a consciousness-driven service look like? The Applied Precognition Project Institute, APPI, makes investment decisions based entirely upon intuition. Here in a recent study, 9 investors started out with $26,000. Over the course of 1 year, they made weekly decisions, and they closed out with over $50,000, representing a return of investment of 95%. So if this is all true and great and everything, then why haven't we heard about it? Well, I challenge you to try to convince a banker that structured clairvoyance is a safe and reliable investment strategy. Most people are not yet ready to have that conversation, but I think it's only just because they haven't been exposed to the data and the research and the information. So consider that it took 60 years for the transistor to evolve into an iPhone. Likewise, consciousness studies have been evolving equally as long, and APPI is an example of the sort of thing that's on the way. So right now, I'd like to ask you, if you could, at this moment, ask the future any yes or no question, then what is it that you would ask?